Virgo, you've mastered the art of fixing what's broken, anticipating the cracks before anyone else notices, cleaning up the mess no one else has the courage to face. But what if this time the universe doesn't want your solutions? What if, during this Lion's Gate and Mercury retrograde, the real task isn't to hold everything together, but to finally let yourself unravel on purpose, gracefully, sacredly, because this season isn't about control. It's about clarity, not the kind that lives in spreadsheets or plans, but the kind that speaks through silence, dreams, and unexpected stillness. This is your cosmic permission slip to stop editing your emotions, to stop polishing your pain, and to remember that healing is not always tidy. Let's talk about Lion's Gate. August 8th, when the sun in Leo aligns with Sirius, Orion's belt, and the pyramids of Giza, a powerful, energetic portal opens, one that channels divine messages, quantum shifts, and soul remembrance. It's not linear, it's not logical, it's deeply spiritual, and it can feel downright chaotic, especially for an earth sign like you. This year, the Lion's Gate isn't just blasting open your heart. It's rattling your routine, stretching your nervous system, and asking you to stop managing life and start merging with it. It wants your softness, Virgo, not your structure. It wants your depth, not your duty. You're so good at refining, so masterful at discerning. But this season, it wants you to listen to what can't be measured, to trust the wisdom that doesn't come with credentials, to feel even when it's messy. And just when you start to open to that, Mercury dash, your ruling planet turns retrograde. Yes, your cosmic CEO hits reverse, which means plans stall, messages scramble, systems fail, and your finely tuned sense of order feels like it's glitching. But here's the deeper truth. Mercury retrograde isn't here to punish you. It's here to humble you, to slow you down, not out of cruelty, but out of care, to clear out mental clutter so the soul's voice can rise. Because underneath the schedule, the spreadsheets, the analysis, there's a part of you that's quietly aching to be seen in your full humanity, not for your competence, but for your essence. Let's go deeper. Relationships. This season, they stir the soil of your heart. You may notice old dynamics resurfacing, emotional patterns revealing themselves, or people you thought were in the rearview mirror suddenly showing up again. And Virgo, you'll be tempted to analyze it all, to track the timeline, to locate the wound, to fix it before it disrupts your peace. But what if this time you don't fix? What if you just feel? Some connections will ask for repair. Some will beg for closure. Some will remind you of how far you've come, because the old you would have tolerated less or bent yourself into someone else's expectations. This version of you, you choose self-respect over proving a point. If you're in a relationship, this season asks for honesty, not polished honesty, but raw honesty. The kind that sounds like, I'm afraid I'm too much. I don't know what I need. I want to trust this, but I'm scared. These confessions, they don't weaken intimacy, they deepen it. You don't need to be the emotional anchor all the time. Sometimes being held is the real strength. Let's pivot to your work and purpose. Mercury retrograde may tangle your tech, derail your deadlines, or force you to revisit tasks you thought were complete. It may feel frustrating, like 2 steps back for everyone forward. But energetically, this slowdown is sacred. Because here's what you may not have noticed. You've outgrown the efficiency you once prized. You're being called to realignment. Ask yourself, is your current work a reflection of your true values? Are you building a life that honors your well-being or just your productivity? What does success look like now after everything you've survived? Lionsgate brings divine insight. Mercury Retrograde brings the audit. Together, they're reprogramming your relationship to work from performance to purpose, from perfection to presence. Now let's talk about your body and nervous system. Virgo, your body is wise. It speaks through tight shoulders, gut instincts, chronic tension, and deep fatigue. This month, your body may speak louder because you've been over-functioning, over-caring, overthinking for too long. This season is an invitation to repair the bridge between your mind and your body. To let rest become a revolution, to treat your nervous system like sacred ground, not an afterthought. Try asking, what does my body want to say when I stop silencing it with caffeine and coping? What would it feel like to let my body lead, even when my mind protests? You are not a machine. You don't exist to run efficiently. You are a sacred being. Your rest is not a reward. It's a right. Spiritually, this is a deep clearing season. Lionsgate awakens your soul contracts, your intuitive gifts, your connection to something far bigger than logic. You may receive visions, vivid dreams, random flashes of knowing that bypass your intellect entirely. Don't ignore them. Write them down. Anchor them in ritual. This is a powerful time to revisit your spiritual practices or to create new ones that match who you are now. Maybe that means breath work. Maybe that means saying no without guilt. Maybe that means crying on the floor to a song that rips you wide open. All of that is sacred. You don't have to earn access to your spirituality by being good. You already belong. Let's close with a few reflections. Where are you still confusing self-worth with output? Where are you betraying your needs to maintain appearances? Where are you still performing stability when what you really need is space to fall apart and be rebuilt? This season says you don't need to impress anyone. You need to come home to yourself. Lionsgate will show you what's possible. Mercury Retrograde will reveal what's still in the way. Together, they offer you a doorway, not to a perfect life, but to an aligned one. A life that feels like exhale. A love that honors your pace. A path that doesn't just look good on paper, but feels true in your bones. So, let go of the checklist. Burn the to-do list if you must. Say no to the pressure to be all things to everyone, and say yes to your own softness. Because Virgo, you were never here to be flawless. You were here to be free.